Welcome back to a Real Talk with none other than me, Nick, keeping you guys company all the way until 4 p.m. And yeah, this is Relax Radio, RELAKS. That is spelled KS without the X because we got to axe that X because, hey, we got to be relaxing right here because, there's a lot of stuff and a lot of negativity going on around the world. And, we try to keep it real 100% all the time. And right now, as I was talking earlier with you guys about how Boris Johnson just had his first shot of the COVID-19 vaccine, which is the AstraZeneca vaccine. Yeah, he's trying to show people around the world, like, hey, it's safe. And he's trying to sway in the public so to calm their fears right now. Because right now, we are in a very sensitive situation, especially with all the pausing in the rollout of the vaccines, and a bunch of countries like Sweden, Norway, and Belgium, they're backing off from the vaccine and they don't want to have the vaccine right now because they're not quite sure. The Prime Minister Boris Johnson is trying to gain the faith of the people, just like in France. Like I said earlier, that's a lot happening. There's a lot going on around the world right now. And yeah, in case you guys didn't know, though, that more than 25 million people in the UK have received at least one dose of a COVID vaccine. So yeah, the government, though, has warned the supplies will fall in April, but says all adults will be offered a first jab by the end of July. So who is being offered these vaccines now? Well, the vaccines that the UK is currently using is the Oxford AstraZeneca and the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. So yeah, adults between the age of 50 to 54 in England are now being invited for their first dose. So yeah, text messages are being sent out with a link to the National Booking Service website. So yeah, people can also call the service on 119. That's why you can call the service if you want to get your vaccine and you want to be booked and you want to be registered and you want to pick an appointment. All you got to do is simple. Call up 119. So yeah, over 50s are also being offered the vaccine in Northern Ireland and in some parts of Scotland. So yeah, it is hope, everyone over the age of 50 in Wales will be offered their first dose by mid-April. So yeah, if you were wondering though, which kind of people, who are the people eligible to be given the first dose of the vaccine, then those most at risk from COVID-19 are going to be vaccinated first. That's obvious choice right now because yeah, one dose has already been offered to the frontline health and social care staff. So the people who are working in hospitals and all the staff, medical staff members are permitted to get the vaccine. They're going to be eligible for the vaccine because they are the ones who are the most exposed right now at this moment, currently in time. So the next people who are going to be getting this vaccine is the elderly care home residents. That's right. People who are above the age of 50 and 60s are going to be receiving the vaccine, because they are the most at risk after the healthcare workers. So yeah, clinically extremely vulnerable people who have compromised immune systems. So yeah, those are the people that are going to be receiving the vaccine after this whole, after this first two people are going to get those. And then the next are everyone over 16 with a health condition, which increases their risk from COVID. So yeah, the next ones are going to be the adult carers of disabled people and younger adults in care homes and everyone else who are over the age of 55. So yeah, all four nations of the UK follow these priorities, but the rollout varies between England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So yeah, and if you're going to wonder, will people over 40s get a jab? Well, the rest of the adult population may now have to wait until May, unfortunately, before the first jabs are offered, because they're going to be offering the jabs to, like I said, all those people, the frontline and social care staff, the elderly home residents, the clinically extremely vulnerable people, everyone over 16 with a health condition who are prone to get the virus, and adult caretakers of disabled people and younger adults in care homes. So yeah, everyone over the age of 55s, those are the people who will be getting the vaccine. And the people who are over their 40s who will be getting the vaccine in May will be vaccinated in the age order of those between 40 to 49, those between 30 to 39, and 18 to 29. So it goes in that order. The priority is for the people after those that aforementioned people. It's going to be 40 to 49, 30 to 39, then 18 to 29. Yeah, that's right. So, the priorities will not be given to people in particular jobs, such as teaching, because it is thought this would be more complex and could slow down the vaccine program. But some groups at higher risks of needing, the treatment from the COVID are urged to take up the offer of vaccination immediately. So these are men, Black, Asian, and minority ethnic communities, people with a BMI over 30, those in deprived neighborhoods. So when will people be receiving their first vaccine dose? Well, it was supposed to be between January to February 15th. So these are all, and then it'll end at around the Feb 15 to April 15th of April. So yeah, the second phase though, that is the second dose, and the people who will be getting those will be by July 31st. All those between the age of 40 to 49, and those between the age of 30 to 39, and finally the age of 18 and 29. So though between those age groups, they are the people who will be getting their vaccines after all the important, the first priority people will be getting their vaccines. So yeah, there's that. And if you're wondering when you're going to get your second dose, well, nearly 1.8 million people have already had their second dose. So yeah, during April, the number of second doses will be probably overtaking the number of first doses given. So this is also that everyone in the priority groups gets fully vaccinated within 12 weeks of their first jab. That is the general consensus. That's what they're trying to do. Their plan is to get people, getting them vaccinated between 12 weeks after they receive their first vaccine. And I hope, that happens. And I hope that is something that's really gonna, it's gonna step things forward. It's gonna make people move forward with what's happening right now, especially. So yeah, there's been a concerns though, especially will these vaccines work against the variants? Well, two vaccines developed by the Pfizer BioNTech and the Oxford AstraZeneca are being used in the UK, and a third from Moderna has been approved. So yeah, apparently it's been approved very recently, just a while ago. And all of these are shown to be effective at preventing people from becoming seriously ill and dying from the COVID. So yeah, the Oxford vaccine offers a good level of protection against the Kent variant, now dominant in the UK. And there's been research on other vaccines, including Pfizer, that suggests that all this vaccine will also protect against the variant. There are concerns, however, that these new vaccines that we've made, the AstraZeneca vaccine and the Pfizer vaccines, will not be quite as effective against variants that were spotted in South Africa. So the South African variants and the Brazilian variants, and some very rare cases of the UK variants too, will not be as efficient with this vaccine. So yeah, there's still going to be research. They're going to update us more on those things and what's developing around the world. So vaccine developers are already updating their jabs and plan to have them ready by autumn time. So yeah, I hope that they come through with that promise. So yeah, they're likely to be offered as a routine booster against COVID for some groups. So even after you get your vaccine and you get your first dose and your second dose, they might give you another booster shot in case, just to fight against the variant types of the COVID-19 virus. So yeah, if you're wondering though, like, hey, am I supposed to get vaccinated? Why should I be vaccinated? Well, vaccines mean though, you got to understand, vaccines are, the more you get vaccinated, the more less likely people will be getting the COVID-19 virus. And yeah, that is how it goes. And those who do are far less likely to go to hospital, or, the chances of mortality, of dying, are less. So as well as protecting you, vaccines can also protect your family, friends, and other people you come into contact with. So that is something, you guys have to look into, because that is something very important right now, especially with what's going on right now. We need to be vaccinated to reduce this and, to get everything back to normal and to get people safe. That's the most important thing right now. The most important thing is people being safe. And if you're wondering whether should I even need to take the second dose? Well, the approved vaccines require that you do take these two doses to provide the best protection against COVID-19, because you need those booster shots. Otherwise, the vaccine will be ineffective against the variants, against especially not only the variants, but the current variant that is traveling around the UK, and that is the Kent, the COVID-19 variant. So yeah, in the UK, people were initially told that they would get a second dose 3 to 4 weeks after the first, but to ensure a quicker rollout of the first doses, the UK's chief medical officers extended the gap to 12 weeks. So this approach is now backed by the WHO, who say that giving two doses 8 to 12 weeks apart increases the Oxford AstraZeneca's effectiveness and provides much greater protection. So, however, though, some doctors are worried about the gap between the doses of the Pfizer vaccine, which could make it even less effective. So that is something that people are worried about right now, and that is they're trying to address situations like that. And doctors are concerned that whether this vaccine will it work like this? Will these two doses, when there's this much spread apart, when there's a window of 2 weeks, will it be more effective? And they fear that it's not going to be as effective as they would like. So the real question, though, is can we take different vaccines and can they be mixed? Well, official guidelines say that everyone should get the same vaccine for both doses. So in very rare cases, if only one vaccine is available or it's not known which was given for the first dose, a different vaccine can be used. Yeah. However, though, there's been a lot, going on around the UK, especially. There's been a UK trial, and they're investigating whether mixing vaccines could offer better protection. That is something they're looking into right now. And then, it's better to have. They're wondering whether we should take two doses of two different vaccines, and will they be more effective? I don't think really that you should be doing that. There is a possibility of resistance if you do that, because let's say there's another variant, and then that inadvertently causes these. That's what their biggest fear is, whether it will cause immunity to the virus. So yeah, that is the question right now. So that is what's happening around the UK, and the vaccines that people are going to be receiving. The UK has ordered 7 vaccines and expect to receive 407 million doses. So that's more than enough for every adult to receive 2 doses of the vaccine. So the Moderna vaccine is expected to arrive in April. So that's going to be in a couple of months, in a month rather, next month. And the vaccine from the Novavax has shown promising results. And they're wondering, this vaccine was made in northeast of England. So yeah, there's a single dose of vaccine from the Johnson & Johnson, which has also been seen to be very effective against the coronavirus, the UK variant. So yeah, that is the biggest question right now. And people are wondering, will everyone be vaccinated? That is the question right now on a lot of people's mind. And they're asking, hey, the aim is, though, to get everyone between the age of 18 and over 18 in the UK to receive at least one dose by the end of July. So yeah, the vaccines have not been tested in children so far, so they won't receive them until more research has been carried out. So getting a COVID vaccine is not compulsory. It's not mandatory. You're not supposed to get it. You don't need to get it. But the one of the reasons is it's not compulsory is because experts are saying that this wouldn't help create public confidence, and the image of the vaccine will be harmed. That is one of the reasons why they're telling us, hey, we are not going to force you to take the vaccine, because we don't want you to do that. We want you to come out of your own will. So yeah, the other question is people asking, hey, will the vaccine, will people with allergies receive the vaccine? So there's been a small amount of people who do get allergies to the vaccination. So yeah, the small number of people experience this very severe allergic reaction. In case you guys didn't know, it's known as anaphylaxis. So yeah, when vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccine. So people have been getting side effects like allergies, severe allergies, when they get the vaccine, which is the Pfizer vaccine, and it causes anaphylaxis. And that's like a severe case of allergies. So yeah, that's something. So although most people will not be getting, the same kind of reaction. Most of them will not be reacting like that with severe. It's a very rare case. That's what they're trying to tell us. And and other things that, people could be asking as like, hey, if I'm pregnant, can I be vaccinated? Well, vaccination shouldn't only be considered for pregnant women when the potential benefits outweigh any potential risks. So yeah, this may be where the risk of catching the coronavirus is high, or whether underlying health conditions mean a high risk of COVID complications. So yeah, there's no specific safety concern right now, with the vaccine, but they are not being tested on pregnant women. That is what they're telling us right now. So women who are breastfeeding can be either given the vaccine, and the vaccine has no effect no effect whatsoever. I'm going to emphasize this. It has no effect on fertility whatsoever. So if you're having any, unbased fear or something like that, hey, don't worry. There's nothing like that. That's what WHO are telling us. They're like, hey, it's safe. It's okay. Even if you're pregnant, you can still get it. You can breastfeed it. It's all right. There's no issues whatsoever with the vaccine if you are pregnant. And with that being said, though, we are going to take a real quick break, and yeah, before we head on to the next hour of the show. And right now, checking your time, though, it is 3:07. Good afternoon.